This is the problem that I have, and I'm not even trying to be funny. The problem that I really have with it is we don't say protect black women or protect a woman until they are in a space of being actually hurt and we see it.
The woman that he was slamming, she represents black women or X amount of women. So that means that, using a name like Michelle, that's super common, that could be assigned to so many women in this world, right, is off limits. Nah, we can't do that, bro.
We trying to figure out what the list was based on, like, bro, you know who was, we live in LA, you know who was at his house.
Do all the wine though.
Yep.
At 2 o'clock, hey, about to start getting out of here.
The people that I'm holding accountable are the people.
Right.
I'm no party like a party.
Hey, I know you said, we was big fans, and at some point idolized Diddy. Did you ever think that he was just a good human being?
I'm Simeon Pando.
Joy Monet.
Tank.
I'm Melvin Gregg.
This is another episode of Nice and Neat.
I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalon.
Yo.
Welcome back to another episode.
I got to about Shannon bringing us his.
Oh yeah, you got to get comfortable.
I'm about to get comfortable talk.
Bring us into his
decent exposure.
I thought you might say bringing us into his bedroom. Pause.
Breaking us. Well, yeah, he did break us into the bedroom. Pause.
Pause.
But I feel like that's a hot topic, man, right now. Shannon popping up with his just behind closed doors acts, popping up on live. Mm-hmm. Put your lips on live.
Wait, so do you think it was staged? Do you think it was staged? Or
Do I think it was staged?
do you think it actually happened? It was an accident, first and foremost.
I'm gonna say, I think it is. It accidentally happened.
Okay.
Well, okay, before we get into that, so part of the reason why people would assume that it was staged is because there's been so many allegations of, what's my man name? Lou?
Lou Young,
Right, Lou, right?
Shout out to Lou.
When Shannon hopped out of the truck, his hips was tight. He a football player, so we
He
know.
hopped out a little zesty.
He hopped out a little zesty, right? His hips was tight though, so he hopped out a little zesty, right? So people started having the gay allegations from there. So a lot of people are saying he was receiving so many gay allegations that this was just one of those opportunities to try to cover that up. So that's why people would try to say that it was fake. So you say you don't believe it's fake?
Yeah, because I don't believe he gay. You know what I mean? So like I wouldn't jump to that conclusion. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure people have their reasons for believing what they believe, but I don't think so. But it is interesting to think like how you get to live, right? When I say live, like how you actually get to go on live. It takes quite a bit to. You got to open up the app. What
You ever accidentally went live before?
I've never.
Okay.
Never. I've only accidentally posted something. You know what I mean?
On the story or something?
I've actually posted something
A
on
hard
my feed
post.
before, and yeah. So I know accidents happen.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Accidents do happen. I've never personally have accidentally went on live, but accidents do happen. Like, how do I accidentally post a reel on my feed? That was a couple clicks too.
Was it in your drafts already?
I don't know, bro, but like when that
so maybe a little different.
still, but like things can happen.
Things can happen.
Things can happen.
Things can
right?
happen.
Things can happen. I'm not here to do the calculations.
No.
I just know things can happen.
Yeah.
How do I know things can happen? Because things happen with me.
Things have happened to us all.
That's-
Okay.
Somehow, I don't know how, I've texted people on accident.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I've called people on accident, left voicemails on accident.
Yep.
Like you post, like it happens. All right, so
You sent photos on accident.
you sent photos on accident.
You have sent a photo on
Done
accident.
that for sure.
You sent photos on accident.
Send photos, voice notes.
So
Accidents happen.
Accidents happen.
So like when people are like, really, you gotta scroll up, slide this, like, come on, man, like shit can happen. It's a freak accident. So I don't think it was staged. You think it was staged?
No, I don't think it was staged.
I don't think it was staged.
I also give people more credit than
Okay. All right. So you and I had a conversation about the aftermath of that. Okay. And you said that you thought it was.
I think let's not just put a blanket on it.
Right.
I love how Shannon handled the situation afterwards in apologizing, just for the lack of professionalism, not for the act. Apologizing for
the lack of
Let's
professionalism.
be
Okay.
clear. There's nothing wrong with what he was doing.
There's nothing wrong with what he was
Let's
doing.
be clear about that.
Right? The lack of professionalism, he prides himself in being professional in every possible way. You know, whether it's actually at work or even just publicly and presenting himself, and then within his personal lifestyle, it's very private. And these are his words. So I loved how he was like, "Hey, yo, you know what? Even in his apology saying, I called my family, I let them know, and this is just something that I just want to get past."
Yeah.
I respected that.
Yeah.
What I thought was whack, because this is what Duke's going to say. What I thought was whack was now creating merch off of this thing that you said you want to get by. I thought that was whack. I thought it was very tasteless, actually. And sometimes I just feel like some things you let go. I understand how people look at capitalizing and want to have the opportunity to go and grab that, but I just felt like when it's something like that and other people involved, you let that go.
I feel like too, man. I agree with you. I also feel like at Shannon's level, like, why does he need to capitalize off of that particular moment? Like, there's so many moments that he could capitalize that he has going on with his own personal career. Why does he need to stir up some type of scandal or use some type of unfortunate mishap like this to get the upper hand or get an advantage or get some type of financial gain? Like, he already booming. Yeah. It's not like he's struggling for $1. It's not like
he's not getting out of the mud.
You know what I mean? He good. He already popping. Yeah. He already popping. So like, I agree, bro. That I think selling the merch is trying to. Would you say that's exploiting the situation? I would say that's exploiting the situation.
Yeah, I thought it was tasteless.
Yeah,
I thought it was really tasteless.
Yeah,
Is it exploitation when it's your own situation?
You can exploit yourself.
So it's like you're just milking the cow, right?
Yeah,
you're just milking it.
Yeah.
So you're trying to get the most out of what's going on.
Yeah.
I think Shannon is having a hell of a year.
He is.
I think that's what's going on, right? And he realizes like, wow, I'm 50 something years old. I'm X amount of years removed from the NFL, and like I'm bigger than I ever was. And I started the year off with a bang, and I'm trying to keep it going because I'm hot. And it seems like everything he's doing is working. It seems like that. You know what I'm saying? It seems like everything he's touching is working. It's gaining traction. People are talking about it. And I felt like, man, I felt like I liked the move. You know, I liked the fact that he was just like, he took something that happened to him that was whether he was doing something wrong or not, right? It was still a negative, something bad happened to him. Something that he wouldn't want happen to him. And I love how he can just take things when you have some type of pain or you have some type of, setback or letdown or whatever the case, and you could switch it to make it work for you. I'm always in favor of it if it doesn't compromise anyone else. It doesn't hurt anyone else, even if it hurts himself. Okay, because again, that's him. So I liked it. And then also, I like the because when it first came out, he put out a statement talking about somebody hacked my phone.
He didn't put it out.
Somebody he probably approved that or something. Somebody put it out, and he came back and was like, you know what? I got to just own it. Like that, nobody hacked my phone. Like I did that, So I think that he went through a range of emotions, you know what I mean, to get to that point where he's just like, all right, cool. Like this happened. I had to own it. Now let me try to figure out, people talking about it. And he probably gets online and sees people making jokes about it. So how can y'all think it's funny and I don't think it's funny? How can y'all exploit this shit and I ain't gonna exploit it?
But they not exploiting it though, because they not selling merchandise, and
they're
not getting a profitable gain from what he did.
Yeah, people are definitely exploiting it because they're talking about it on the YouTube channels, and they're going and gaining traction and getting views. So if y'all gonna talk about my letback, I'm about to talk about my stuff. I'm about to talk about it.
Talk about it, bro. Talk about it. Nobody not saying not talk about it, bro.
And he did that.
But I'm gonna, he did do it. But I'm gonna exploit it and milk it however I see fit. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't think he's hurting anybody. If he's hurting anybody, it would be himself.
No, I agree.
If he's hurting anybody, he would be saying. And if a grown man wants to hurt himself in that type of regard, then who am I to be like, yo, you shouldn't do that?
Yeah. No, I guess it's not even about you shouldn't do it or you should do it.
Okay.
It's not about
something can be tasteless.
Right. Okay.
It's not about if it's right or wrong.
Right. That's
I don't like it.
Okay. And that's what I'm saying. No, okay, that's really based on our own.
Yeah.
What I would do.
Yeah.
Nah, sure. I'm gonna be honest with you. it was based off of the approach. If I just put yourself in these in his shoes, man, something happened, woof, right? A big part of the reason why I don't think it was on purpose was because he works for ESPN, which is a subsidiary of Disney. They don't play that, right? So he not playing with. We know Shane not playing with his money. Yeah. Wouldn't do that, right? So that's a big reason why, right? Now, from there, I call my job. I let them know what happened. I call the people I work with. I let them know what happened. I call my family. I call my children. I call my siblings. I let them know what happened, right? This isn't my words. These are his words.
Yeah, nah.
I let them know what happened. I let them know that I let them down. This was something that was whack. I shouldn't have did this like this. It shouldn't have happened like this. And this is something that I want to get by, right? Okay, people are talking about it. We can talk about it. Matter of fact, let me even make a roast about it. This is hilarious. It's funny to people. When we go and he didn't make a shirt and he put himself on the shirt. When you put the woman's name, and this is the problem that I have, and I'm not even trying to be funny. The problem that I really have with it is we don't say protect Black women or protect a woman until they are in a space of being actually hurt and we see it. When we got small things like this, where it's like, hey, yo, that was tasteless. You got to stay away from that. We allow the boundary to continue to get pushed, so women now are in positions to get hurt.
We know she was Black. We know
we don't know.
No, we know she's Black.
Look, some of the profiles that came out that said, hey, yo, this is her. It was a Black woman.
We know she was Black.
We don't know.
We don't know.
The only person who knows she was Black
is Shannon.
So what I'm saying is, the point of it is, though, like the fact that we wait until danger is imminent for us to be like, hey, yo, let's protect Black women. When it's something like that, hey, just leave her out of it. That's my Michelle on the shirt.
Yeah, but I don't think that necessarily. Okay, so let's stay right there. I don't think that necessarily constitutes danger. I understand what you're saying. I don't think it necessarily constitutes danger, but right, because we don't even know. Again,
that's it's not even about if it constitutes danger. It constitutes protect Black women.
It's not protect. It's not.
That's not protection.
Yeah.
Because going into the doctor's office and just treating a Black woman and treating her like she's just an average woman is not imminent danger. But it's still a protect Black woman. Make sure you understand what her blood type is and all these things.
But again, like you using your own like metrics and perspective to put an umbrella of the relationship between him and a woman that none of us know about, right? You don't know the context of their relationship, right? To be like, yo, hey, he's not protecting her. You don't know that.
That's very true.
The second thing, hold on, is yo, we're talking about one shirt. There was like 4 shirts that came out.
And they all had her name on it.
No, they didn't, bro.
Yes,
one of them had night clap. One of them had night clap.
No, night clap is great.
That's another one.
But I'm saying, you understand?
It was 2 colorways. That's my Michelle. It was another one that had the 69 gas station logo and it said Michelle official night clap fuel.
Hey, you're saying
2 colorways.
We don't know basically if she's in agreement or if she's down with it or if it's all good.
I'm saying, bro, none of us, right? None of us, except Shannon and her and maybe their circle, have no context of the relationship, no context of the woman, no context. We're just taking a woman and saying, oh, she represents the woman that he was slamming. She represents Black women or X amount of women. So then that means that, yo, using a name like Michelle, that's super common, that could be assigned to so many women in this world, right, is off limits. Nah, we can't do that, bro.
That's not what I'm saying, though. What I'm saying is the presentation of what it is, regardless of what our relationship is. Like, for example, I'm sure you tell your girl certain things, or if you tell your girl like, that's stupid, you're not going to say that publicly because that's y'all's relationship. Regardless of the context of how you say it.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So, for example, right? Let's say you called your girl stupid in public. Let's say you guys understand whenever that specific thing happens, that's how y'all speak to each other. If we don't know that, our perception of what it is actually creates the reality of the feeling that she gonna feel from the backlash from the public. I understand what you're saying.
I'm not following because we're talking about stupid is people take stupid, the word stupid, and they assign it to a certain meaning, right? So it's a negative connotation in most situations, right? I can't think of a moment where someone will call someone stupid and, oh, he's still respecting her. Or like, he didn't mean that. I don't know, right? But to say,
I can give you an example, but we could play.
But to say Michelle, right? Or what is on the shirt? Like, what's on the shirt don't matter, okay? What's on the shirt don't matter. Let's just say he's just using his situation and he's exploiting his situation, okay? Now, would it matter if it was her name wasn't on the shirt and he was just talking about, hey, I'm just exploiting my situation?
Yes.
Would it matter?
Yes. For example, if he said,
and it wouldn't be tasteless.
Let's say if he had a shirt that say,
let's say it would be just him. It would be
just him. Let's say he had a shirt that said, "Let's go live."
Yeah.
That's funny, right? And it doesn't bring anybody else in.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, when you bring somebody else in, you allow everybody to create whatever narrative you want to create about them. That's reality.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what the truth is.
Okay. And you're saying it doesn't matter what the truth is.
No.
To who?
The public.
Okay.
The people who you're because it's your fault because you're exposed.
No, for sure. And why I don't think it's tasteless is because what if he don't care? What if he don't care about like what the public sees?
And that's the part. I'm glad you said that. And that's exactly why I said this isn't protect black women. This is exactly why I say that. That's exactly.
But
why
when I say he, I mean all parties involved. I'm not just talking about him specifically. Her too. How do we know the relationship isn't like, hey yo, this is what I'm about to do? How do we know that?
Well, because
we're assuming that.
Okay, well, let's play then. Because if that is the play backstage, then what's the benefit for both of us? Like, how do we both come up off of this? Because there's no reason. No two people are not entering a play where we can't both receive.
Yeah.
So we would know who she is.
We wouldn't know who she is.
We would know who she is.
You just say he's a private person.
If they went in on a play together?
You just said his words. He's a private person. So just because the name came out doesn't give me.
So why would the name come out?
Because,
why would the name come out? If he that private, why would the name come out? He would never mention the name.
The name came out on the Accidental Live. It came out on the Accidental Live. So now that the name is out, I'm still not going to assign a face to the name. The name's out though. So I didn't just willingly put the name out on my own and that was that. No, it came out on accident. Okay, so now it's out. Now everybody making jokes about Michelle. Who's Michelle? We just making jokes about it. Niggas are laughing about it and shit. All right, cool. I'm embarrassed, but I apologize. But I'm not about to sit here being remorseful when I could capitalize on it.
No, you could capitalize. You don't have to bring the person in. You can capitalize. You can do that. What I'm saying is, when you apologize from this remorseful place, and you like, yo, it's so embarrassing. I don't want to. I hate that this moment happened. You're the one that's keeping it alive. This is the internet. The internet literally is a here today, gone tomorrow kind of place.
Right.
No. So, but okay. So for me to be like, yo, I'm trying to dead this, right? I'm saying that, hey, the moment I'm sorry that the moment happened. Okay. And I experienced shame that the moment happened. All right. But since the moment happened, like I know how to take the truth and what just happened and walk with it. I don't have to exist in shame anymore.
Nobody said you gotta exist in shame.
But basically what you're saying is you're saying, hey yo, like, hey, you're saying you made a wrong decision and you wanted to end, so end it.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying the way that you went about participating in it was tasteless. You can say, let's go live. I wouldn't be like, oh man, that's tasteless. No, you brought somebody else in. And what I'm saying is we got to have the foresight when we're talking about there's a situation going on right now with somebody that is in jail, who is facing being indicted, who until he actually put his hands on somebody on camera, we said he's wrong. We knew what was going on. The fact that we have to wait till we see somebody and something happen or an allegation come out or somebody gets harmed for it about somebody, because just like you said, what if he just don't care?
Nah, bro.
No. I'm the reason why I have to bring that far in is because I need to understand like there is still a spectrum that people are moving on in this space. When you say, hey, what if he just don't care? Like, for example, bro, if I'm sleeping with somebody and I'm sleeping with them in private, I want to keep that private. It just is what it is.
Okay.
That's the reason why. Now, if let's say Michelle's his girlfriend, And Michelle, and it was just like, damn, we just went live. Now, if he goes and does that, that is different. I even said if that was Barack Obama and Michelle and they made those t-shirts, I would get it. This is my wife. This is my partner. You guys know what it is. Like, this is what it is. But the fact that this is already somebody who was a secret and now it's an opportunity, you want to use it. It's tasteless.
Okay,
it's just
so
tasteless.
is what you're telling me rooted in feeling like Michelle or whatever position he plays in his life is an inferior position and he's taking advantage of her?
I would be remiss to say that didn't exist.
Okay. So it's necessary, like the way you feel is, and what you're expressing to me is predicated on this dynamic between men and women, or powerful men and anonymous women, that says, hey, listen, I don't care what her name is. I know she has no say so what's going on. I know, the position she's in is probably harmful to her. Is that what you're saying? Because
that's not necessarily what I'm saying. No.
Because because like to make these connections, not having any context other than what's presented to us, right? That's what it sounds like to me. And I don't think okay. And then even if we
presented to, though?
Hold on, even if we really individualize the situation, right, and really take the situation for what it is and really start to dissect everything about it, let's take the name Michelle. That's even important. Now, if her name was Beyonce, okay, not literally Beyonce, but if it was a unique name where, okay, like, all right, cool, we talking about Michelle, bro. It's like Jennifer. It's like Brittany.
How long did he sell those shirts for?
I don't know.
2-3 days.
Why do you think he stopped selling the shirts?
I don't know why he stopped selling them. But again, it could be a number of reasons. It could be it didn't do well.
In 3 days?
Yeah, it could be that I tried to sell shirts and I thought it was going to do well and it didn't do well.
Or it could be I'm wrong.
Or it could be I'm wrong.
Or it could be I'm wrong.
But that doesn't mean it's likely I'm wrong. It could be I'm wrong. You feel me?
So what I'm saying is, you said, regardless if you like it or not, you don't think that it's tasteless.
I don't think it's tasteless, bro. And I don't think it's tasteless.
You know what? And I'm not
okay, hold on. I don't think it's tasteless. I would think it's tasteless if you did it.
So you're saying his character has a lot to do with it?
I would think it's tasteless if you did it. I don't think it's tasteless that he did it because he's being the guy that we know. This is the same guy who was on TV talking about he'll split the legs open a quarter to whatever, which is the same guy, bro. This is the same guy. I don't feel like you have the same I feel like you have different type of class level. So if you did it, it would be tasteless to me. To me, it's like there's a difference if Cardi B did something versus Michelle Obama. It's just different.
So what I'm saying is, so he's exempt from ever doing anything tasteless.
I'm not saying he's exempt. I'm saying in this context, I think it fits his brand.
Yeah, it can fit his brand and still be tasteless. I get it. Like, yeah. I get it. I completely understand. It can fit his brand and still be tasteless. Something can fit my brand and still be tasteless. Nobody tries to be whack. And I think that's the interesting thing about it. Nobody tries to be tasteless. Nobody tries to be, man, that was whack. Nobody tries. And that's the interesting thing, because when you actually see it and somebody calls it out, you're actually put on notice when they tell you. Oh, so to O's point, why aren't these shirts there anymore? Somebody probably told him.
That shit whack.
That's whack.
That shit whack, bro.
That's tasteless.
Hey, we need to take that shit down.
That's beyond you.
Hey, you going too far, bro.
And it's possible, though. It's possible. But it's also possible he's like, it wasn't hitting like I thought it was.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
And that could be just a bad business decision.
Yeah, I just don't see public figures, people who have an audience, posting up a product and taking it down 3 days later.
Yo, this is a man, bro.
I don't see that.
This is the man. I understand that, but this is a man, bro, who is like, it's actually written all over him. Like, this is the most like attention he's got in his life as a Hall of Famer, right? He's trying to ride this wave. He's trying to extract everything out of this he can. This is new fame to him. Would you agree?
I mean, I don't think he's ever been famous. I think he's always been really, really amazing at what he does. So that brings the attention. This is the first space where he's been famous.
Okay.
So to your point, new fame outside of just new fame.
So some things he don't know. Some things he just new to it.
And I agree with all of that. What I'm saying is, I agree with that. I will take that. I will even adopt that. But this was still tasteless in all of that. Like, I believe to O's point, like it was deleted because it was tasteless. I don't think he went and deleted it. I think his team said,
it's not the move.
This ain't the move. Yep. And they put him on notice that this was whack.
Yep.
This was tasteless, right? But I'm saying like these things though are the conversations and the vulgarity and the space, like it's funny and it's cool until it's not. And when people begin to see it and moments happen and, you know, like somebody say, well, hey man, he just seemed like he just don't care. Like it's cool until it's not. And then we're just like, oh yeah, we need I'm just not for that. Like I'm getting older. I'm starting to see things from a different light. My brother's got daughters. Like, nah, no. Even if she was okay with that, he's the leader. He need to be like, nah, we leave that one alone.
Yeah.
We leave that one. We will leave that one.
And again,
alone.
to me, there's just so many ways. There's so many ways for him to come up and take advantage of his position right now.
Yeah, you know, and I love that you said that, but also, I'm of the mindset of, hey, listen, I can have my own MO, okay, and way of doing things. All right. And things I could look at a situation and say, okay, if I was him, I wouldn't do that based on my principles and my morals and my shame. Okay. I don't feel like I could look at somebody and say, yo, I don't feel like he has that same type of shame that I do. And that's okay. And because that fits for him. I can't look at it and say, okay, that's tasteless or embarrassing or something he shouldn't do. For me, yes.
I gotta argue that because if he didn't feel remorseful, why would he issue the apology? Why would he come out and say those things? If he didn't care about, if he wasn't trying to protect his character, if he wasn't trying to upstand this persona he's built underneath the light. So like, if he didn't feel like that, he would have never even come out and made that statement. He just would have left it as is. He would have left it as a joke and been like,
my bad.
They got me. My bad, y'all. But he would never issue a public statement.
I feel like the statement was about the act, though. It was about.
But there's nothing wrong with the act, though.
Yeah, nothing's wrong with the act.
There's nothing wrong with the act.
So
there's nothing wrong with that. So that's what I'm saying. So he feel that.
He's not okay. He wasn't apologizing because of the act. He was just apologizing because like he was careless with his phone. That's essentially what he was apologizing. Y'all niggas caught me and I was careless with my phone.
Yeah,
that's what he was doing. And it's embarrassing. Even though I'm doing something everyone does. Like, it's embarrassing for y'all to hear me in such a intimate moment.
Yep.
Okay. So I am sorry. I feel embarrassed. And I'll eat that right now. Okay. After that washes away though. Okay. Now I've calibrated and I'm like, all right, cool. What can we do with this? I'm looking online and I'm seeing everyone talk about us, talk about me, make joke of my situation. All right. My co-host Chad Johnson is making jokes about my situation. I'm doing a roast. Niggas in the industry are making jokes about my situation. All right. So this is not a situation. And I was telling Chanel about this. It would be different. If this was a woman, he was a woman. Niggas won't be making jokes like that, right? It won't be as funny. As a matter of fact, it won't be as funny if he's Russell Wilson, but because he's Shannon Sharpe and he's a character, it's funny. And he's like, all right, cool. Well, this is who I am. So let's capitalize off it. And for me, even though I wouldn't do that, even though if y'all did it, I'd be like, hey, bro, we don't do that.
Hey, but listen,
we don't do that.
Fuck that. Because as I'm thinking more about this, like we're in the content business. We make content. It would make more sense for him to bring on a woman that does adult film, right? That gives him more views, that brings more viewership to go along with the act, right? He don't sell merch.
What you mean, adult woman though? Like, what you mean?
Like adult video star,
right?
Onto the show,
onto the show,
onto the
nightcap,
onto the or his show on Club Shay Shay. Like that's how you take advantage. That's how you okay. Now we really talking.
No, nigga, we trying to be businessmen now, bro. Business. We not trying to strategize for him, bro. We trying to say he could have did a better job. Nah, we just taking what happened for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And let's just take it for what it is and say like, hey.
I'm not saying he can't create any merch around it. What I'm saying is the merch and bringing her name in the way that he did it, that's tasteless. I don't have a problem with nightclap. I didn't say nothing about that. I don't have a problem with that. But to put her name on it, regardless of it's something that you said, you still you're bringing her into that. That's tasteless.
Even if it's just like no one knows who the person is.
Because you know the thing about no one knowing, you're talking about the general public who can create their perception, but the ones who know. You think her homegirls don't know that she's sleeping with Shannon? They know.
Right.
So like it's tasteless. And it's like, hey, just leave her out of that. So I regardless of clown or not, it was tasteless.
Okay.
Let me ask y'all a question. If y'all not in the relationships y'all in now, and you know, you still public figures, and that happens to you, how are you handling that situation? Like, what's your initial, how do you clean up the mess? What do y'all?
If we got Nice and Neat, the podcast, we're going to talk about it.
Talk about it here. You gonna talk about it here
We're
first?
going to talk about it here. We're just going to talk about it.
We're just going to talk about it. It ain't going to be nothing serious.
That was a really good question.
And we just gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But we might crack jokes, bro.
We gonna crack jokes.
Sure, we crack jokes,
but we're never gonna bring the girl's name into it.
Nah, we're gonna crack jokes.
We ain't never gonna bring the girl's name into it.
Because like, let's say somebody said,
we not.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That's how we get it.
Because this is the thing, people are gonna be asking. So, and especially if you say, let's say, so dude, who is this Chanel? Who is Chanel? Right. And it's just like from there. Now, let's say a light bulb goes off. Oh man, should I make a shirt that says "Who is Chanel"? Then what do?
I wouldn't do nothing.
Exactly.
I wouldn't do nothing. I wouldn't do nothing.
That's what I said. But what I'm saying is you're saying the name Michelle as if it's a normal name. But if that's the case, then why do you don't call Urban Outfitters and say, let's just drop this shirt in here? Nah, you sell it to your population because they know who Michelle is in your world. Not saying they know her personally, but they know where it's coming from.
There's multiple people in that world who know who Michelle is.
Yeah, it's people that know who Michelle is.
They know who Michelle is. But what I'm saying is like, bro, you just don't say, like, he could have made sure, let's go live.
Let's go live,
like, all kind of stuff, bro. You didn't have to use her name. That was tasteless. That was just a bad grab of low-hanging fruit, bro.
Yeah.
Regardless of who it is. It was just a bad grab of low-hanging fruit.
And here's the thing too, right? In a couple of months, the shit may come out and there may be more stories about the actual real Michelle, right? That may happen. And if that happens, then it's whack, right? But not trying to predict the future for me and not trying to just taking the situation for what it is, that's where I stand.
I mean, historically speaking, though, if we're talking about public figures and them getting caught in the act of sex on camera, it's probably safe to say that like this is going to help his career. Like if we look at like all of the
No, not broadcasters. Not like we talking about musicians.
But who's he really a broadcaster for?
Right. Okay.
He's not really a broadcaster.
I'll say that.
Bro.
Okay, you're right.
He really owned his own show. He really do his own, I mean, he on first take a couple of days, but he can get dropped and he ain't gonna miss nothing.
Yes, not a broadcaster, but he is a media personality in terms of like journalism, hip hop journalism.
So you're saying the only type of people can get away with that type of shit is artists?
An athlete can't even get away with that.
Sex tape type of stuff.
I mean, okay, you know what? If you're
I think you get away with it.
If you're an Odell Beckham, yeah.
I think you get away with it. I think an athlete can get away with it for sure.
Yeah, but an athlete though, okay. An athlete can get away with it if the sex tape is a famous woman. It'll boost his career if the sex tape is a famous woman.
Yeah.
But if it's just like a random, like, nah, you're not getting it. People don't like Zion Williamson more because that shit, like, people don't like him more because of it.
Hey, why you do that?
I'm just saying, am I lying, bro? He didn't get like more. He just like started getting like more popular.
But let's use somebody else though.
Right?
That's just so funny, dog.
I'm just saying, bro. But like, nah, I don't think it propels people's careers like it seems like. This shit gotta be polarizing, man. You gotta be like the right person with the right person. But I don't think you can just be an athlete with a name and then, some type of sex scandal drops and then you take off. I don't think so.
Where does he go from here? I guess it's good.
Oh, he's fine.
It's good.
Yeah, he's fine.
It's good.
And I actually think to y'all point, bro, most people would be emotionally damaged by that.
Yeah.
Because most people don't have the wit and the honesty and how they just attack things straight on. They probably don't have that. So most people will try to, oh man, I don't have the platform to talk about this. That's the great thing about having a platform.
He could be emotionally damaged from it, but he don't have the space. He got to just show up and work.
True.
That's true.
He got to show up and work. You know what I mean? We don't really know how he feeling off of that.
So when I say he'll be fine too, I'm not even talking about personal him. Like I mean like
his brand,
front facing him.
Yeah,
he'll be fine.
Yeah,
right. Like, and I think this is the interesting part about it too. I don't know what anybody's contracts are or anything, but judging by YouTube, he's getting paid more from YouTube at this point
than anywhere else.
I mean, he said he was getting paid from YouTube more than he made his whole NFL career.
I believe it.
Right?
It's a reason why he not pressed to get it back on the first take.
Ain't no thing.
Shoot from right.
Oh, he hasn't been on.
I ain't seen him. I ain't even.
He will be on. I think he's only on Monday and Tuesdays.
Yeah, he's an everyday guy.
Hey,
no, he's not.
I'm saying he's an everyday guy.
Oh,
hey, what do y'all think about it? What's the difference between his situation and Paul Pierce's?
You want to be honest?
Yeah, like why ESPN was so quick to let.
So they was able to see a lot more with Paul Pierce,
and faster, faster too. Shannon's been able to build like a upstanding reputation for himself.
That's valuable.
He showed his value. He's shown improve already.
Ooh.
Where
that's the main thing, huh?
That's it. Well, Paul Pierce, he kind of was just getting his feet wet, and then he also wasn't bringing like an enormous amount of value.
That's what I'm saying.
To
and an audience.
And his audience. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I mean, they're talking about Shannon Sharpe replacing Stephen A for First Take.
Yeah,
no, they don't want to do that. Because I will still say this: Stephen A.
No, not
anytime soon.
But not ESPN. Like Stephen A is like, yo, I'm grooming him for that.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's what Stephen A said.
I can see that.
I'm grooming him for that.
Oh,
not like we get you out of here. Nah, it's talking about like we're gonna elevate Stephen A.
Yeah,
and then have you coming in.
Man, that's interesting. I mean, and I don't have the foresight on that. I think Shannon is like a great nice to have. Like he's like Scottie Pippen. If he was on his own team, he would be great. But like being the two, he's on a championship team.
You can't touch him.
You can't touch him. And so like I couldn't say that he couldn't do it by himself. I don't want to say that, but from what I see, he is the best complementary piece you can possibly have. Mm-hmm. Because like too much of Shannon in that space, it might be overwhelming for viewers. But I think Stephen A. he bounces so in and out.
Yeah.
So seamlessly, so smoothly, and works with everybody so well.
How do you guys think, like we know keeping it PC, like, you know, they probably accepted his apology and stuff like that, but how do you think legitimately like people are acting behind closed doors with Shannon now that this has happened with his colleagues at Disney and ESPN?
I don't think nothing changing.
Ain't nothing changing.
I think
ain't nothing changing. Ain't nothing changing.
I think once we kind of break the ice.
Yep.
And we kind of like talk about it a little bit and laugh about it.
It's good.
And it's like, okay, yeah.
I think we would be naive to believe that nothing changes. I'm not saying nothing, like anything changes on paper.
There's somebody there who's looking at them a little different.
When people get to see, okay, for example, right, his podcast is very successful. Matter of fact, everything he's doing is successful right now. But as an exec, if you just up top and you just watching from the glass mirror and you kind of starting to see like, man, I actually didn't even know like he was like I don't know. I thought he was a little bit more buttoned up than this. Things shift a little bit, right? And then something like this happened. It just tells me when you are really buttoned up, it just tells me, hey, yo, you got to tighten up. You're getting looser and looser. Like for you to be 50 years old and your phone and hit live while you having sex, you got to tighten up. You're getting looser and looser. This isn't the guy who started out at CBS. Granted, you're bringing an audience now. I understand it.
You
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So like,
I got that little 48.
You know,
you got that little 48.
hey, Hey, so like this isn't just the character anymore that just brings on Black and Miles and doesn't smoke them, and this isn't just the character that talks about sipping yak. Yeah. This isn't just the character now. Now I'm actually starting to see some cracks in certain spaces.
Yeah.
And it's like, now I need to pay a little bit more attention.
Yes.
So I'm not saying anything necessarily changes.
Yeah, but people are definitely more aware. For sure.
It's just like
Yeah.
if you was always the good kid in class and you was always doing your thing, and one day the teacher seeing you out and you was just with the bad kids wilding, but when you go in class you still getting the same grades. Yeah. You like, oh, I thought you was a little different.
Yeah, man.
I gotta watch you now.
I gotta watch you a little closer.
I guess like in terms of the behavior of his colleagues actually treating him different, you're probably not gonna feel that yet. Now you're gonna get the like the front office. I'm talking the front office, like the higher ups. Obviously, they're gonna be just more keen to what you're doing. But in terms of your coworkers, like those guys, you're gonna talk about it. But
your coworkers now.
And honestly, we've been in enough locker rooms and seen enough scandals where all right, time heals all.
Oh yeah.
So when time goes on, it's just like, okay, you did that. You did that 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It's all good. So yeah, I think it'd be all right. Damn, I didn't think we was going to talk about Shannon Sharpe this long. We talked about Shannon Sharpe for 30, 40 minutes, guys.
Well, big ups to Shannon though.
Big ups to Shannon.
Big ups to Shannon. We're not throwing shade.
Big ups to Shannon.
Hey, we rock with the big homie, but this is definitely
funny.
It's funny. It's good to talk about. It's good to talk about and walk through the scenarios because, we all got our own opinion on it. You know what I mean? And everyone's trying to fill in the pieces to the puzzle of the story that we don't know about, and it provides good conversation. So. Yeah,
that's funny.
I mean, well, shit. Since we talking about pop culture, we might as well just go ahead and dive into Diddy.
Diddy do it.
Diddy do it.
Oh damn, baby oil.
That shit is crazy. Yeah. 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Yeah, dog. I went to the store. And I needed to get my son some baby oil, and it was all out, bro. I said, "What's going on?"
How much were they?
1,000.
I don't know. They were sold out. I said, "What's going on?" They said, "Watch the news."
But you know how rich you got to be to have 1,000 bottles of baby oil just in your basement?
Hey, bro. Yeah, that's like 4 bands.
What you doing with all that oil?
That's crazy.
How slick do you need somebody to be, bro? How slick do you need somebody to be?
That's crazy.
I mean,
that's nasty.
So do you guys ultimately y'all think he's gonna get it? You think he's gonna get
I think he coming
indicted,
down, bro. I think unfortunately we're gonna see Diddy spend the majority of the rest of his life in prison. You know what I mean? Is it unfortunate? No, it's not unfortunate. It's not. It's unfortunate in the sense that we've looked up to someone who looks like us, who comes from the same neighborhoods as us, or who had the same type of aspirations we've had, the same type of dreams, and we watch them fulfill it and do it at a high level. Mm-hmm. That's what's unfortunate is watching someone that you be like, damn, at some point in my life, I've admired, was inspired, idolized in that realm. You know what I mean?
That.
So it's unfortunate in that sense only. Mm-hmm. But no.
I feel that.
No, he deserves everything. Everything he did, he deserves what he gonna get, bro. Everything that he's done. And who knows? I'm sure that rap sheet is long. What is unfortunate is that we're gonna begin to see people who we didn't even think were on that kind of time fall into this case.
Hey, let me ask you.
And that's gonna be unfortunate for us.
Do you think that people that are close to him should also face the same type of consequences? Not to the same severity, but the same type of public scrutiny as him for not speaking up.
Yeah, bro. It's like if I take you, if I come swoop you, if I ask you, if I say, hey, bro, come ride with me real quick.
Yeah.
I come pick you up.
Yeah.
And nigga, before you know it, we end up in a situation, and I shoot and kill somebody. Mm-hmm. Right? I shoot and kill somebody, and you like, bro, like I wasn't even here for none of this shit. Take me back home. Right, all right, cool. I'll drop you back off. But when I get caught and get hemmed up, and they bring us in, and they pull up the surveillance cameras and from the camera from a light, and they see that you was in the car, you're gonna get brought in and get hit with accomplice charges.
Correct.
And you coming down with me. So like, why should the rules exist for? Why should the rules not exist for that type of particular situation? Like if you were present and around and you knew what was happening, you guilty.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm saying that like, hey,
You're guilty for not saying anything.
Yeah, and I think, do you think most people would be guilty and not say nothing?
Yeah,
I think most people would, right?
yeah, 1,000%.
So why do you think people are like to scrutinize people who do the same thing that they would do?
What you mean?
Because like is it not enough to be like, hey, listen, I don't want no part of this. Take me home. You know, I'm out of this. I'm washing my hands. This ain't got nothing to do with me, right?
Yeah.
Even though, okay, I see you do the thing, but hey, listen, that's your business, and I'm out of that, right? Understanding that, hey, listen, I'm still climbing up in my career. I don't want no type of roadblocks. That's a real thing.
Well, it's a code. It's a code that makes sense between you and I, but like to society, that code doesn't exist.
But do you think that society would follow the same code if they were in a position?
So, well, first, what wrongdoing are you guys talking about?
Man, I don't even know all the details, but let's just say drug trafficking.
Sex trafficking.
Okay. And what does sex trafficking look like?
In this particular situation, it was him hiring men to come to these freak parties to perform sexual acts on various people.
Men. He was hiring men.
He was hiring men. He was hiring men to come and perform sexual acts during these parties. I don't really know any more specifics about what
from
happened.
Other countries.
Huh?
Is that sex?
I mean, it could be state lines.
No, it could be state. It could be
Okay.
state. I don't know if it was international.
Okay.
I don't know if I think it was definitely domestic.
Okay.
But that's what his sex trafficking case is considered as.
So there was an exchange.
Yes, but sex trafficking could also be like you selling people. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's not what we talk. That's why I was just trying.
Yeah, that's not what we're talking about.
Okay.
So there was an exchange.
Yes.
Okay. So I wouldn't even necessarily know something was going on that was wrong. Just to be completely honest.
Because it's an exchange.
Because it's an exchange. To me, I feel like if something is consensual, and I'm not just saying this about Diddy's situation, I'm saying this is about this example that we're specifically using here. If something is consensual, I don't ever feel like I really have like much of a say in anything that happens that's consensual. So
if you know this person though, I'm just going off of like
I know Diddy.
Yes, but I'm saying I'm going off of like what's been made available to the public now.
Yeah.
If you know Diddy, like because you're around, you're his friend or associate, you know that shit he be keeping drugs around for people.
Got you.
Like you know him. You know what I mean? So you can't say that. You can't say like I'm washing my hands. I don't know what's happening here. Like, nah, I know that dude over there. He always got the party favors. That's why that's the only reason why this person is here. That little bag he got right there got everything.
And people be doped up.
People be doped up around here. People be doped up. So you can't say that like you don't know. You know what someone looks like when they sober and what someone looks like when they zombie. We all know what that looked like.
And those people that know what that looks like should be held accountable as well.
They should be held accountable.
Okay.
They should be held accountable because you just as guilty, bro. You basically allowed it to happen just by turning your back.
Do you think they just as guilty?
In a court of law?
That's what we're talking about.
Oh, in a court of law, sure, right? But like, man, I have this real big, and this is something that I try to work through myself, just being completely honest and transparent. I have a real big like accountability problem, right? And I'm like, okay, if this person is wrong, and you in the same space, how can you be completely right? So like, I always am curious on trying to understand how somebody got in this position, right? Like, if you went and you communicated, you hopped on a flight, like you pulled up, somebody handed you something, you took it, and then something happened after that you didn't like, I can say, like, yeah, it's unfortunate. But like, I can also say, like, I don't know if I should be at fault because you went through everything and I seen it. You
think Cassie took everything that she wanted to do?
Oh no, I was wrong for that. I'm not even finna like play around with that.
So what I'm saying is I'm pretty sure it's a bunch of cases like that.
Well,
also, you know what I mean?
So
like,
also,
yeah, I got you.
If that's how he
I believe there's a bunch of cases like that too, right? But then we also got, his front-facing girlfriend that we see that is saying that I've never been in a wrong situation with him. Like, he pays me, we enjoy each other, and we have fun together.
Yeah, but that don't mean he not who this other person is.
I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, if she's experiencing, like, let's say I experience what she experiences, and somebody say, well, you seen that, and it'd be like, you know that it's wrong. It's like, but I seen it from this vantage point. I may not have been in that hotel room when he struck the other one. I may have seen it from this vantage point, and I'll be like, I don't think I'm wrong for that.
Well, I guess what I'm saying
now, if I see that, yeah.
What I'm saying is the people that I'm holding accountable are the people that aren't the ones that were there one time.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm talking about the people that are always there, bro.
Yeah, I got you.
Those people, I'm not talking
always
about,
there. They know exactly.
They know exactly what those people are guilty, bro.
You're not talking about niggas.
Those people are still.
No, I'm not talking about the people that are like, yo, this shit is not for me.
Not trying to be. I'm not talking about them.
Because I was about to say,
coming back.
I'm talking about them.
I'm talking back.
I'm talking about them. I'm talking about some ain't no party like a party. Hey, I can't wait for the next one, boy. I'm talking about them.
It was lit up in there. It was a little wild, but it was lit up in there. Yeah. Oh yeah, them people are stepping down from positions right now, though.
Yeah.
They know what's up.
Yep.
That's crazy.
They know what's up.
Yeah. Woo. That's what I'm saying. I also said it's going to be unfortunate seeing a bunch of that because those are going to be people that we didn't expect.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah, them people are stepping down from positions right now. And like, should they be held accountable for something? Sure. They're not going down like him. Just like if you was in the same situation, you did the murder, you was the accomplice. Yeah. Y'all don't get the same amount of time. But like, absolutely, to the point of them seeing it, and when they were seeing it because nobody complained about it, it looked like it was entertainment.
I mean,
right? It's like, yo, you still wrong. You didn't say nothing. You didn't do nothing.
I don't see no difference in this and like the Jerry Epstein case. You know what I mean? We're like, they're gonna hold everyone accountable that was involved.
Or you want the list to come out?
I want the list. I want the list, bro. We deserve the list. After hearing him say, "Nah, that's not me. Nah, I would never do nothing like that."
Oh, you want the list?
I want the list now.
You want to know who was at them parties?
I want to know who was there. I want to know who was there, bro, because I think it's important for us because we walking shoulder to shoulder with predators, bro.
I mean, you could just go to, if you ever went to his Instagram and you seen who he followed, them was the list.
That's the list.
That was the list. Like, it's not that hard anymore. Yeah. We trying to figure out what the list was based on, like, bro, you know who was, we live in LA, you know who was at his house. You know people who was at his house. You know people who was at his house multiple times. We've heard stories.
Multiple.
All these stories can't be aligning, and they're not.
They do all align though.
Yep.
At 2:00, everybody start getting them out of here. Some people stay.
Some people go behind this door. Some people do this. And it's like, oh, okay, for sure. Like, we know. If you really want to know what that list is, ask around Hollywood.
Hey, hella random, but I'm convinced now after the Cat Williams episode on Club Shay Shay, he was talking about Professor Ogilvy and and that stand-up. Y'all remember that stand-up from like 2005? Yes. He was probably talking about a Diddy party.
You know, it's so crazy that you say that.
You remember that?
I remember it.
No, matter of fact, if you go back and you go watch that comedy now, they actually bleep out when he says it.
Oh, wow.
He's like, I didn't know that was Professor. And it just bleeps out. And I was like, that's crazy. Because, I heard him say that too. And I always thought it was a Diddy party, though, from the point when I first heard the joke.
Because he never mentioned like whose house he was at for that party. He was just like, I was at a party. I walked in, I said, oh, is that Professor Ogilvy?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was talking about.
Cat Williams said that.
Yeah, this was like in 05, bro. Okay. It's like 05, 06, maybe like 07. It was a long time ago, but one of his his biggest stand-ups.
Is that Professor Ogilvy?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, matter of fact, it was.
He had the green on?
Yes.
That one.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
I don't know how he put his whole body on a stool chair. But that one. Yeah. That one. So, I mean, bro, I think we like to play the like naive game, but we know what's up.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I know you said, we was big fans, and at some point idolized Diddy, but did you ever think that he was just a good human being? Just like outside of the artist, right? Just a good person. Did he ever strike you as that?
Nah, because being a fan, bad boy, you know what I mean, and watching the things that he was doing as we were growing up. One of my favorite shows was Making the Band.
And that shows you he wasn't.
And that show right there, I was like, man, that dude is not a good person at all, bro.
That's funny.
He's in the process of looking like he's helping people.
Even in the process of looking like he's helping people, like, I'm like, the way he's speaking to people, what he's making them do, like, this is like, don't get me wrong, we were kids, so it was entertainment, and I didn't have the emotional intelligence to be like, this is whack right now.
Even in the process of greatness.
Yeah, but I'm like, damn, and then
in the process of art. Nah.
And then honestly too, I read a book.
I don't think Michael Jordan's a good person either, by the way. Because that's not.
I read a book. I read a book when I was in Jamaica called Dancing with the Devil, and it's written by Mark Curry.
You read a book on vacation?
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to
Mark
you,
Curry.
Yeah, yeah. It's written by Mark Curry, who used to be one of the artists on Bad Boy. He wrote a lot of like, he wrote Bad Boys for Life, Take This Money.
Yeah, I know Mark
He wrote that. He wrote a bunch of shit for Diddy though back in the day, and the book is about his time at Bad Boy, and he went into various different stories about like things that will blow your mind, like 112 is our artist signed to Bad Boy, right? And they shooting a music video, and Diddy got a Bentley, so they asked Diddy to use the video in the Bentley, but he charged him for the Bentley.
On the back end, they didn't even know.
And they didn't even know it. And it's like, yo, we your artists, bro. It's your car. Why are you charging us for those type of things? Or, having Mark Curry write all his rhymes, telling him he's gonna put them on an album, and he gonna put them on an album. You know what I mean? Or doing things, he talks about like, I know I'm pretty sure you guys, viewers, listeners, remember like the stories of Loon, the stories of like dipping and going to freaking Africa. You know what I mean? Mark Curry even says that he got up and moved to Wyoming to get away from this dude. Mace turned into church. He just went through various different stories of like all these people that worked with Bad Boy, and worked with Diddy that just had bad experiences. And so from that point, so Megan the Band showed me he wasn't a good person. Then I read personal stories about how he wasn't a good person. And I was like, man, I honestly just respect the way he does business. You know what I mean? But like in terms of like liking him as an individual, as a person, nah. Or thinking he's a good person or a likable person, nah.
I think celebrity status definitely overshadows that for people. I don't even think people even get the opportunity to think that deep. When you just look at a celebrity, like I like them, you just put them in good person standing.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I don't even think people think like that deep. So when a celebrity does do something, it lets them down so much because people actually like get to think about that. That's one thing my pops never allowed me to do was ever like put like a celebrity here. Like a celebrity messing up or not being around or anything.
It's not surprising.
It wasn't like something that affected me. Like I honestly, like when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, I know it broke a lot of people to where they're just like, wow, like that was my idol, like that was my hero. I was just like, oh, that nigga was whack. And I was able to do that because I was able to look at that situation objectively and say, hey, yo, wrong is wrong and right is right. And you're wrong in that situation. You were just completely wrong. And I could put many layers on why you were wrong. Chris Rock shares his pain about bullying since he was a kid. He shows us in his TV show, he never fights back. His brothers was always the tough one. And he uses these jokes as his therapy, and you go on stage as a 6'3" Muhammad Ali stand-in and slap this guy in his face. I thought you was whack for that, bro.
And I can still look at your art and say, oh yeah, you good.
And I can still look at your art and be like, man, I love the revamp of Bel Air. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not gonna cancel you.
For sure. Look, Dami said we gotta go. No. She said we gotta go, so we gotta go. But look, y'all, appreciate y'all for tapping in with us and just rocking with us. If you got anything from this conversation, please drop some feedback. Let us know in the comments. Be sure that you are tapped in and subscribe to our channel on all platforms. YouTube, of course, all social media platforms. And if you're watching this right now, go ahead and just take a screenshot, take a photo of the TV, post in your story, tag Nice and Neat the podcast, so we can see it and show you love. All right. Until next time, I'm Duke.
One more.
I'm Jalan. This is another episode of Nice and Neat, and that's that on that.
I'll be the one
Peace.
to take the risk to go and get them bands. I'll be the one to never sit and go and make a plan. Knowing my mother getting old and I don't got no time. Gotta keep a couple for the road, the rest get left behind. Yeah. To the hundreds, pledge allegiance I stand. I'm going to pull 4 in the fucking white sand.